Welcome to the first episode of this new season of Above the Brain podcast, where we encourage you to improve yourself and show you how to turn self into wealth. And so we're going to jump right in. As always, I'm super excited to be kicking off this new series. And because go back and listen to Change the Narrative, when we talk about changing your mind to change your life, we're still in that same vein. However, we want to start taking what we've been learning through this podcast, turning into something that's going to stimulate your mind, stimulate those around you, and then also build something solid for you and your family. The reason why I wanted to launch Above the Brain podcast is because I myself have been struggling to grow in my business, to grow in different areas where I felt the things I was learning along the way are probably things that you have been dealing with as well. You know, you start a business, you get burnt out, you start again, you get burnt out. You might be a social media influencer where you create content and then you do it for a good season and then after a while you quit or take a break. And so I got tired of doing the stop and go routine because every time I'll pick up a little bit of momentum, I'll get burnt out. And then I'll go a little bit without producing anything for my business or for my content. And as a result of that, I would basically be starting at square one in some cases. But now I've hit a stride where I'm really locked in on what I really want to do. And so I wanted to share some of the things I've been learning on my journey, and yet we're still taking a journey. So I'm excited for you guys to take this journey with me, and hopefully you can jump in the journey as well, so you can start from your point A, get to your point B, and then C, and so on. And so that's what we're going to be teaching here at Above the Brain. Um, Getting outside of our way of thinking. The reason why I chose the title of Above the Brain is because I am an avid believer that everything that we have is a blessing from God. Everything in life is a result of God's grace. And so, even down to the very things that we think, our imaginations, our visions, our goals, our dreams, are all a result of having a relationship with God. Whether you have a relationship with God or not, God still orchestrates it all for His glory. And so, His ways are above our ways, and His thoughts are above our thoughts. His plans for us are greater than what we can imagine. So above the brain, above our brains, above our ability to articulate or gather information, above our understanding, because understanding above all is everything above what we can imagine or think or create is God. God knows better. God is better. And God has a plan for you. And so I've turned that into above the brain and really figuring out how to tap in to those external things, tap in to our inner selves and release the greatness that God has placed within us. All of us have been called to do great things. And so as you're listening to this series, we're going to be talking about leadership. We're going to be talking about financial breakthroughs. We're going to be talking about building, and establishing financial literacy for you and your family, building a strong family unit, how to create your passion and turn your passion into profit, things like that. We're going to be touching that, and I'm a strong believer that I can do it, you can do it. For years, I've been watching YouTube videos, listening to podcasts, listening to audiobooks, reading books, learning and figuring out how these great entrepreneurs, business owners, multimillionaires get to a place where they are just excelling at life. And they all started somewhere. And that's where we are right now. We are starting somewhere. We're picking up where we left off, or we're going forward with more motivation, more inspiration than we ever had before. And so I'm excited to be doing this series. I'm excited to be sharing the show with you. And as a result of that as well, I've also kicked off my coaching business as well, where I have a program called Above the Brain, which is a simulation from various books that I've written, as well as other programs I've done in the past, put into one big program that's going to help individuals overcome their biggest fears, overcome depression and anxiety, get started in that business, and learn how to be consistent in building something solid that they can eventually pass on to their family, pass on to generations, or just give back to their community. I'm big on community. I'm big on outreach. I'm big on helping my fellow man. And if you want to see change, change starts with us. Change starts with us realizing that every single day is an opportunity to bless someone, to give back, to do a little bit more. And so that's what I also want to teach on today. It's just taking one day at a time. What you can do in one day over a series of days can transform your life for the better. Taking one day at a time to, learn something new, to work on your business, to work on yourself, which is so important, to work on helping somebody each day that you're not, you know, have anxiety about what am I going to do in the future. Oh, I got this 30-day deadline. I want to reach this goal by 60 days. I want to reach this by the end of the year. I want to accomplish this. I want to start a business by next month. It starts with I want to do this today. I want to change my fitness life. So today, I'm going to make sure I do 5 minutes of exercise. Today, I'm going to write one page of that book. One page of a book times 30 days, you got 30 pages. Five pages a day times 30 days, you got my math is off. But but you got that many pages, right? And so whatever you decide to do, if you really understand the concept of that God has even given us in His Word, give us this day our daily bread, renew a right spirit in us. You know, what we do today, take no thought for tomorrow. These things that He maps out of Scripture that teaches us the importance on capitalizing on today. The day with the Lord is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is one day with the Lord. This shows the importance and the impact of what you can do in just one day. Today, I relaunched this podcast today. I made some calls because I'm going into public speaking as well. And so I've been reaching out to individuals, people, things I have not done in my past that I'm doing now to change my life, and actually take it to the next level. I had a wake up call, y'all. I had a wake up call where I was looking at my business, and I had reached out to a consultant to kind of see where I'm at in my business. And he basically told me what's the problem, right? You have the tenacity, you have the charisma, you have the personality, you have the ability to captivate your audience, you have the materials and resources that's going to help people. You have literally everything you need. So what is the problem? And I realized it was me. It was me. It was that fear of jumping out there, that fear of building something so solid that I solely rely on my business and everything that I'm doing. I fear that what if I fail and I lose, money for a little bit? I have a family I gotta take care of. So what if this doesn't work? That fear, that holds you back and taking that leap of faith. What if this doesn't work? What if that doesn't work? What if I can't do that? I was in that repetitively. I'll get going, then I'll hit that wall. I'll get going, then I'll hit that wall. And some things that I had to change was one, realizing that I can do this because God's called me to this, and I believe that He set things in course for me to achieve things over time in order for me to live this life that I want, to serve Him, and to do these things that's going to bless me and bless my family and bless those of you that are listening. And you might be in that same boat as well. You might have everything planned and mapped out, but for some reason you just can't get going. Well, you've come to the right place. And above the brain, we're going to break off those old ways of thinking, break off those habits, break off that self sabotage that we all fall victim to, and launch you into the lifestyle that you've always wanted. That's what you're going to get here at Above the Brain. And this is available on multiple platforms. We are available on Amazon if you have iPhone. We're available on Spotify. We're available on, again, Amazon. I'm glad I got that going there. But you can catch this episode on Amazon if you have Amazon Prime, as well as Anchor, as well as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all these different places. So I'm excited to be getting into this newness. I'm going to be coming at you guys as often as I can. And I'm gonna have some materials and resources for you along the way. So you're not just listening and getting your daily inspiration, but you're gonna get something that's gonna help you improve yourself. So if you're looking for that one-on-one coaching session where you want to contact me directly, I'll have that available for you as well. If you want to have access to my reading materials, building a life of faith, the power of affirmation, how to be young and powerful for your community, things like that. I have those are different books I just read off to you guys. Those are going to be resources that I'll be able to get to you guys for you to use and improve your lives and improve the lives of those around you. And so, if you're excited like I am, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to whatever platform you use for listening to the podcast. I'm super excited about this. Thank you guys. And as always, be encouraged, be blessed, be inspired. This is your day.